Pure Leaf Tea. What's going on, everybody? My name is Michael Weer, and this is my Blu Ray Collection update video. I've gathered some new Blu-rays in the last couple of months since I made my last Blu Ray Collection video, and I was like, you know what? It's time to dive back in. It's time to see what I've found at what stores. Let's do it. And so the first one up, guys, we have Avengers: The Age of Ultron. And what I like about this movie the most is the red case. Yeah, as far as the Avengers movie goes, this is probably the weakest of the Avengers movies themselves. But Ultron was a cool bad guy. I like James Spader as the, the bad guy. So yeah, Age of Ultron. Also, we get Vision for the first time. That was pretty cool. Next up, guys, we have Captain America: The Winter Soldier. They're not all going to be Marvel. They're mixed. Anyway, The Winter Soldier, I finally found this on Blu-ray for a reasonable price. Most places wanted like $14, $15. I'm talking about you, Second and Charles. But even Disc Replay wanted way too much for it. And I have this thing where, like, unless it is a hard find, I refuse to pay more than $5. So I broke down. I paid $10, but I still didn't pay $14.99. Yeah, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Next up, we have Jurassic Park 3. This is one of the worst Jurassic Parks. It's still better than Fallen Kingdom, and you do have that really cool pterodactyl scene, which I, really like. Next up, we have Hobbs and Shaw. Now, Hobbs and Shaw is the latest Fast and Furious type movie. It's like a spin-off movie. I did a review for it on my channel. You could check it out. But here's the thing about Hobbs and Shaw: not a great movie. But I have always collected all of the Fast and Furious movies, so I went ahead and bought it. Yeah. Hobbs and Shaw. Next up, guys, we have War for the Planet of the Apes. I talked about the other Planet of the Apes movies in my previous Blu-ray review, collection's not, it wasn't really a review, it was a collection video. Anyway, I talked about the previous Planet of the Apes, and yeah, this is the only one I haven't seen. I still haven't seen it. I bought a bunch of movies, and so I've seen some, haven't seen others. And, you gotta rewatch Mean Girls every once in a while. It's a thing. Next up, guys, we have Find Me Guilty. Now, this is the only movie where Vin Diesel has hair. I just have to have it. And if you haven't seen it, Find Me Guilty is a good movie. It's a cool crime drama. Next up, we have The Hateful Eight. The Hateful Eight, now I talked about this in my DVD collection, so if you're like, Mike, you've already talked about this, you wouldn't be wrong, but I found it on Blu-ray, and part of the Blu-ray collection is to, find things that you have on DVD and replace them. And since this is one of my all-time favorite movies, number 8 on the list, because it's The Hateful Eight, I had to get it on Blu-ray. Next up, guys, we have the movie J. Edgar. Now, I don't know if this is any good, but one of my wife's favorite actors is Leonardo DiCaprio, and since he is J. Edgar in this movie, I bought it, picked it up, have it on the shelf, have not had a chance to watch it with her yet. Eventually I will. Maybe I'll do a review on it if it's really good, but yeah. Leo. Next up, guys, we have the movie Frozen. Now, I bought this because my girls love Frozen. I have 2 daughters. They're beautiful. They're perfect. And they love Frozen. And so I found this and I was like, gotta do it. As for me, I've seen this about 1 million times because of those 2 girls. And, yeah, it's a movie. Next up, guys, we have the movie The Lost World, Jurassic Park. I've always wondered, like, why they had to call it The Lost World Jurassic Park instead of Jurassic Park The Lost World. The thing is, the book was called The Lost World, so they were like, okay, we're going to call it Jurassic Park 2, but we'll just The Lost World. That's fine. Michael Crichton, fine. It has nothing to do with the book. I mean, this is nowhere near what the book did. I would say Jurassic World actually pulls more elements from The Lost World than The Lost World itself does. But here it is. Also, you get Ian Malcolm back, and any Jeff Goldblum is good Jeff Goldblum. Next up, guys, we have The Avengers. Now, The Avengers, this was the one, right? This is the one that brought it all together. When Iron Man happened, when Thor happened, when Captain America happened, and the Hulk happened, we were like, okay, they're definitely building to something, but will it pay off? And oh my goodness, it paid off. It is The Avengers. I remember seeing this. I left work early on the Thursday night back in 2012, and I went and saw this on Thursday opening night. And then that Saturday I went and saw it in IMAX. It's kind of been a thing. I think I've always seen the Avengers movies regular, and then I've gone back the second time for like a better experience in IMAX. So, because you don't want to downgrade, so you want to go forward. Anyway, next up, guys, we have Taken 2. He will find you, and he will kill you if you're the dad of the guy that tried to kill him, and then you're trying to kidnap his ex-wife. Taken 1 is awesome. Taken 2, it's not, I don't want to say it's a step down, but the plot is weaker. Like, the first one, he's trying to save his daughter. You're with him. You're like, we get it. Go get him. The second one, he's trying to save his ex-wife, who cheated on him. Okay. It's got a really cool line at the end, though. The dad of the guy he killed in the first movie is like, if you kill me, my other sons will come for you. And he said, then I'll kill them too. And then he kills them. I remember that from the theater. I haven't rewatched it since I bought it on Blu-ray. Next up, guys, we have the movie Sphere. Now, Michael Crichton has written many books. Not all his movies are very good, but Sphere is one of them. I really like it because it turns into, you think you're like going down to see this alien spacecraft, but actually, it's a United States spacecraft. But wait, we don't have the technology for that, at least not in our time. Check out Sphere. It's a lot of fun. And Sam Jackson's in it. Next up, guys, we have the movie Underwater. Now, Underwater, here it is. I was just kind of fixing it. Underwater came out this year, and it is one of my favorites so far this year. In fact, for movies that have come out this year, I would say it's either Underwater or The Gentleman. The Gentleman, I didn't buy that yet. But I bought this one. Again, I have a thing where I don't buy movies over like $5 because eventually they'll be $3.99 or $5. They'll eventually even Blu-rays fall to that price. So I try not to buy brand new movies. But I was in Target and I was looking for this movie, and this very old lady was like, hi, can I help you look for something? And I was like, I'm looking for the movie Underwater. Do you guys have it? And she looked it up on her little, computer thing that she had, and she was like, oh, you know what? We have one more in the warehouse. I'll be right back, sweetie. So I felt like I had to buy it. So I bought it at full price. But it's a really great movie, so I guess whatever on that. But hey, on that note, I do have this really cool redemption code for Underwater, and I haven't given it out to anybody yet, because lately the reason why I haven't given it out to people yet is because I'll go on Facebook and I'll be like, hey, who wants this movie? And they'll be like, what's it about? I'm like, I'm not a fucking family video. Go figure it out what it's about. Anyway, but hey, if you guys want it, there, right there, trying to come into focus, is the redemption code. I don't know if you can see it very well, but if you can't see it very well, just message me, hit me up, or be the first to comment on the video and be like, hey, let me get that redemption code for Underwater, and you can have it. Unless you were able to figure it out there. Otherwise, guys, next up we have Jigsaw. Now, Jigsaw is the continuation from the Saw series, and it was short-lived. I think they were going to do a series of Jigsaw movies, and this one didn't do too well. I liked it. I have always liked all of the Saw movies. This is, again, another one I've talked about in my DVD review, so I won't spend much time on it, but I am really looking forward to Spiral coming out now next year, thanks to COVID-19. But, yeah, Spiral, I look forward to that. Next up, guys, we have Thor. Again, we're talking about the Marvel Universe. Yeah, that's right. I just kind of went on a binge of finding Marvel Universe movies that I was missing. And, yeah, I mean, this is the original, and this is one of the best Marvel movies. I really love Thor Ragnarok, and I love Thor Ragnarok because of how funny it is. But if I go off of pure story, Thor is one of the best in the MCU. For sure. Next up, guys, I bought this because so many people have talked so many good things about this movie. I watched it. It is one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen, but I kind of liked it. And that is Scott Pilgrim versus the World. If you haven't experienced Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and you do, and you hate it, I would understand. And if you do, and you're like, I kind of liked it, I would understand. And if you do, and you're like, I loved it, I would not understand. And I would like to know why anyone loves this movie. It's so weird. It's just strange. But ultimately, Scott Pilgrim versus the World on Blu-ray, it was a good time. Next up, guys, we have the movie Captain America, the First Avenger. Now, in my opinion, this is one of the weaker ones in the MCU. I only watch it if I'm doing like a full MCU rewatch, but nothing really makes me pull this off the shelf and like, I'm going to watch the original Captain America today. I don't know. I'll watch Civil War at any time, but this one, it's okay. Next up, guys, we have the movie Cellular. Cellular is Jason Statham and Chris Evans. And William H. Macy from Shameless, you guys might know him from. Anyway, I love this movie, and it's been a long time since I've actually seen this movie. I saw it way back in the day. I just remember thinking Chris Evans is awesome, and Jason Statham is awesome, and then I was like, what else have these two actors done? Because I saw this when I was a lot younger. It was kind of cool. That just kind of set me on a path to find out what those guys had done. Next up, guys, is another movie we talked about on my DVD review, and I now have a Blu-ray copy of one of my favorite movies of all time, top 3 for sure, and that is Hell or High Water. I love this movie. Two guys robbing banks, 2 cops trying to track them down. There's a lot of heart in it. It's the end scene is it's beautiful. Next up, guys, we have the movie Hit and Run. Now, I talked to one of you. I don't remember who it was, and I apologize. I'd have to go back through my YouTube comments to find it. But one of you was like, hey, have you seen the movie Hit and Run? And I was like, yes, a very long time ago. They're like, that's worth owning on Blu-ray. And I was like, I'm going to check it out again. I found it finally, Hit and Run. It didn't come with the DVD, though. The lady at Disc Replay was like, just so you know, this doesn't have the DVD. And I was like, that's fine. And she's like, it's just that some people don't read that, and then they come back and try to return it because it said it didn't have a DVD, but it said no DVD here. I'm like, well, I can read, so yeah, it's cool. I wanted the Blu-ray anyway. So Hit and Run on Blu-ray. Next up, guys, we have Saw, the complete movie collection. They must have made this before the other Saw movies, but this is Saw 1 through 7, and it's on Blu-ray, and it's in a very tiny case. So while I had all of the other Saw movies before, and I won't go into talking about the Saw movies again, I will say two things. One, it's nice to just have them all in one small container, and two, I can't wait for Spiral. Next up, guys, we have the movie Split. I loved this movie. Let me put it like this. I was very upset with this movie when I first saw it. There's a lot of dark material in it, and in the very end of the movie, it really doesn't seem like Shyamalan was back. Like, when I first saw this movie and I got all the way up to the end credits, I was like, Shyamalan's supposed to be back with this? What am I missing? And then the end credits happen, and you see Bruce Willis, and you realize, and I'm giving a spoiler here, but the movie's been out since 2016, but you realize that Bruce Willis in this movie means that there's a bigger universe. And then, of course, he ruined it with Glass, because Glass was disappointing, to say the least. But Split is excellent, and I definitely recommend. This is a movie I bought. Now, I don't normally buy movies I haven't seen. I like to rent them, and then if I like them, I'll watch them, or I'll go see them in the theater. And if I like them, I'll buy them on Blu-ray. But I bought this because I was talking to my wife, and we were talking about how we've watched so many horror movies together that we're like scraping the bottom of the barrel when it comes to horror movies. So I'm walking through Disc Replay and I see this movie called Silent House, and it's got Elizabeth Olsen. And I was like, it's Elizabeth Olsen. I mean, it can't be bad. Can't be bad is an understatement. This movie is awful. I don't even know how to put it to you guys. This movie is just shot terribly. The way they move the camera throughout the movie, the way they try to do this dark house. I mean, the fact they go back into this dark house, and then there's a twist. I hate it. Moving on, guys. Next up, we have AVP, Alien versus Predator. So I was actually looking for Alien one day, and I couldn't find it, so I picked up both Alien versus Predator 1 and Requiem is somewhere in here too. I enjoy this movie. It's way better than the second one. The second one was just not well lit. I mean, they even blew up an electrical field in the second one just to make sure they could explain why the movie wasn't well lit. That's laziness. I don't even know. I can't even. That's a whole thing. Next up, guys, we have the movie Titanic. Now, I found Titanic at Target, I think it was, and it was like this special limited edition case. It's kind of thick. It's got the Blu-ray again. It's got Titanic on DVD. So it's just like this huge thing, right? And then it just like had the digital copy, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, it expired in 2013, so this is just sitting at Target since 2013. Anyway, that's the story I have along with this movie. Otherwise, it's Titanic. What more can I say? When they play Near My God to Thee, as the boat's splitting in half, it's amazing. Next up, guys, we have the movie Taken 3. They took his wife, they took his daughter, and now they'll try to take his freedom. Taken 3. I picked this up and I bought it and I watched it because I skipped it when it was in theaters and I've just never watched it. So I watched it about a week ago. Taken 3 is a bad movie. Taken 3 is a reason the Taken movie stopped. Yeah. Alright, next up we have The Incredible Hulk. Yeah, this is one of my favorites in the MCU. I love his throwdown with what's his name, and I think it's also one of the shortest movies with Abomination, to be clear. But I think it's also one of the shortest movies in the MCU as well. I just really like this movie. I think the Hulk was done perfectly in this movie. I enjoy Ruffalo's Hulk. I think he's really good. I hated the Hulk in Infinity War. Endgame. That Hulk is the worst Hulk, in my opinion. Next up, guys, we have the movie Bumblebee. Now, I haven't watched this yet. I actually picked this up yesterday with a few other movies, but I'm going through all of the Transformer movies with my son, and I had to pick this up because it's one of them. Plus, John Cena's in it. I don't know why I skipped this while I was in theaters. I did, though, so I'm looking forward to Bumblebee. Next up, guys, we have the movie Independence Day. Tomorrow is July 4th. I'm filming this July 3rd. Feel really good about Independence Day. It's when aliens decided they would come to America, and they picked the wrong holiday to do it because Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum and Bill Paxton, right? Isn't he in this? I don't know. Anyway, Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum for sure kick some ass. It's not Bill Paxton. Who is it? It's Bill Pullman. There it is. He's the president. All right, guys. Independence Day. July 4th is coming up. It's just exciting. Next up is the Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Some asshole signed the cover of this, and I didn't realize when I bought it at Just Creep Play that somebody had thrown a fake signature on the front. So, Alien vs. Predator Requiem. I've already told you what I don't like about this movie. I guess the one thing I do like is like the Super Predator. I like when the Alien and the Predator are now one, and there's like a Super Predator Alien thing. It's it's kind of cool. Next up, guys, we have the movie Goodfellas. This is, in my opinion, not as good as Casino. I really like Goodfellas, and people love this movie. And when they talk about real gangster movies, they always say Goodfellas is the top of the mountain. I think Casino is, but they're very close. I'm not a huge Ray Liotta fan. That's probably the problem. Probably. Next up, guys, we have the movie Casablanca. Now, or Casablanca, or Casablanca. Anyway, we have the movie Casablanca, and it is not a... This is a classic. It's not a movie I watch pretty much ever. I mean, I've seen it several times in my life, but I haven't watched it in a long time. It'll probably be a long time till I watch it. I'll probably just get the bug to watch Casablanca. Yeah, it says it won 3 Academy Awards, including Best Picture in 1943. So that's kind of cool. But this movie is great. He says, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. That's why you're getting on this plane, Elsa. Anyway, Casablanca. Next up, guys, we have Jurassic Park. The OG, the original. The fact that they were able to make dinosaurs look this real so far back is magic. It's magic. I love this movie. I love Jeff Goldblum in this movie. Jurassic Park. What's not to love? What can I really say more about it? It's Jurassic Park. The next movie up, guys, is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is a step down from the first one, for sure, but it's still a lot of fun. I love Baby Groot, and I love when he's trying to get Yondu's, headpiece. That's a really fun scene. Next up, guys, another movie we talked about in my DVD review, and it is my favorite movie of all time, and that is Collateral. I love this movie. Collateral is... It's just everything that a movie needs to be. Collateral is. It is perfect. It was shot perfectly. It is a wonderful movie. Jamie Foxx is brilliant. Tom Cruise is amazing. I love Collateral. I can't say anything negative about it. Plus, you get a Jason Statham cameo, which is always cool. Next up, guys, you have the movie Alien. I finally found it. I was looking for this for months. And it's just how Disc Replay works. And these stores work, is every once in a while, the one you're looking for is there. I found it. I watched it. I made a review of it. So you should check it out. Next up, guys, we have the movie Black Panther. I really like Black Panther. I loved... his name escapes me right now because I'm looking right at him. And it's Michael B. Jordan's character. There we go. I loved Michael B. Jordan's character in this. And I love him in the Creed movies. Those are some movies I got to put on my list of things to look for next. But yeah, I mean, Black Panther. It's fantastic. He's a great addition to the MCU, and I'm really looking forward to this part 2. I hear there's rumors of Doctor Doom, and then they're talking about Michael B. Jordan might be coming back, and hopefully it's not just in the spirit world. We'll see, but it's exciting. Next up, guys, we have the movie Taken. I love Taken. The original is so good. He said, "I will find you, and I will kill you," and I love that. I really do. Next up, guys, we have the movie Deadpool 2 Supercut. Here's the deal. I don't generally buy 4Ks, the black case, the 4K editions, but the only way I could find it with the Take On Me song at the end, like it was played in theaters, was buying this cut. I could not find another cut that had it. Otherwise, they switched out with a Celine Dion song, and I'll never watch that. I promise you, I will never watch that. Next up, guys, we have the movie... Actually, the movies, Transformers, 5-movie collection. This guy's Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon, Age of Extinction, The Last Night. Now, here's the thing with the Transformers movies. They get worse as they go on. But Transformers, the original, is fantastic. It's funny. The action is awesome. I really like it. I enjoy the stuff between Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox. I enjoy Megatron in that movie and Optimus Prime. And again, as they go on, the Transformers movies are not very good. But Transformers, the original, ooh, that is good. And I have not been able to find it on Blu-ray. So when I saw there was a 5-pack of all of them, I was like, well, I know what me and my son are doing for 4th of July weekend. Next up, guys, we have the movie Star Trek Beyond. This is the 3rd movie. Weakest one, I don't know. I've seen it once. I really liked it. I'm not a huge Star Trek fan. What's up? Let me redo that. I'm not a huge Star Trek fan, but it's, you know, Star Trek Beyond. It's the 3rd one. Gotta have it for the collection. I've got the other 2. And I've never seen the old ones. I'm going to be honest with you. Moving on, guys, we have, since they're both here, I'll just do The Purge and The Purge Anarchy. The only Purge movies that are good. Then they did Election Year, and that was just kind of a political hit piece movie. And then they did The First Purge, and I don't know, I didn't really like that very much. But I love the first 2. There's a nice element of horror in both of these, and this one definitely has more action. So, yeah, The Purge movies. Next up, guys, we have the movie 999. 999, I really enjoyed when I saw it in theaters. My wife was not a huge fan, but Gal Gadot's in this, and that's always a reason to watch a movie, in my opinion. Woody Harrelson, Casey Affleck, Anthony Mackie, Aaron Paul. I mean, it's stacked. It's got a great cast. Chiwetel Ejiofor is also in this, and I really enjoy 999. It's a movie about a cop being set up, and if you haven't seen 999, I recommend it. And this is one of those movies I was talking about. I put it on my Facebook, and I was like, hey, whoever wants the digital copy to 999, just hit me up, because I've got it, and I'm not going to use it. And like 3 different people were like, what's it about? Well, use fucking Google. What are you talking about? What's it about? Next up, guys, we have the movie Interstellar. Now, Interstellar, I liked this movie when I first saw it, but I have never seen it on Blu-ray. So I picked it up, haven't watched it again. I'm hoping the next time I see it, I love it. It's Christopher Nolan, so when we get closer to Tenet, I'm thinking about watching some Christopher Nolan movies and doing some reviews. We'll see. Next up, guys, we have the movie Pacific Rim on Blu-ray. Finally, I watched this on Blu-ray and it does not disappoint. I love Pacific Rim. The part 2 is absolute garbage, but the first one I really loved. Next up, guys, we have The Matrix Reloaded, and The Matrix Revolutions. I found them on Blu-ray in a 3-pack. Again, I love that slim. You got 3 movies, just takes 1 spot on your shelf. I really appreciate that. Also, they're not stacked on top of each other, which is also a huge plus. You know, they're separate from each other. Anyway, The Matrix. I don't really know what I could say about it other than I'm looking forward to part 4. You know, just bring on The Matrix. Next up, guys, we have Looper. Looper is it's Bruce Willis fighting a younger version of himself in Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Now, how they ever thought Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis would look alike in the future, I don't buy it during the movie. But if you suspend your disbelief on the fact that one could never look like the other, Looper is a fun time. Fun sci-fi movie. Next up, guys, we have Wedding Crashers. You sandbagging son of a bitch. I love this movie. Wedding Crashers is one of those movies I can just put on and go to sleep and just, it'll give me good dreams the rest of the night because it's just funny. Next up, guys, we have the movie Fargo. Now, I watched Fargo one night with another movie that I'm about to talk about, and they're both about abductions, and then the people that get abducted get killed. I watched those back to back and then went to bed one night. And I had the worst dreams of my entire life. I swear to God, it was just rough. But Fargo was a good time. I enjoyed it. There's a show, I guess, also based around these events, and I hear it's really good, so maybe I need to give that a shot. But I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a good time, and William H. Macy's in that, too. So, next up, we have... It's William H. Macy, right? I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. Yeah, William H. Macy, I was right. And Steve Buscemi. So, yeah. Although he plays more of a scumbag in this movie than he normally does. Don't get me wrong, he always plays a scumbag, but just more of one. Next up, guys, we have the movie Nightcrawler. This is great. I don't know the line exactly, but he talks about his news organization, what they're called. It should be said just like that, and that's how it should be read. I don't have it down exactly because I've only seen it now twice in my life, but I did find it the other day, and I was like, I gotta check out Nightcrawler again because I remember liking it. I love this movie. I think it's fantastic. I think the way it ends is just... I always had a problem with it before because for some reason I thought he killed the security guard at the beginning of the movie, and the movie was about a guy going kind of crazy because of society, but it's really not. I mean, he's a messed up individual, and just watching him play out and ultimately winning is yeah, I really like Nightcrawler. And finally, guys, the last movie in my Blu Ray collection today is Nocturnal Animals. And this is the one I was telling you guys about. I watched this, and then I watched Fargo, and I watched them back to back. And then I went to bed, and it was rough. Nocturnal Animals was actually really good. Again, it's got an abduction storyline throughout, but really it's just a story that she is reading, that Amy Adams is reading. Jake Gyllenhaal is fantastic in this movie, and I did 2 Jake Gyllenhaal movies to end this. Very strange. And also, they're very close in letters, so they sit like, right next to each other on my shelf at all times. But Nocturnal Animals, guys, I really enjoyed it. I liked the message of the movie. I liked the idea of the movie. The opening scene, I never want to see ever in my life again. But, yeah, I'll just skip to scene 2. And if you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. If you haven't seen it, I'm just going to let that happen to you. You're going to have to experience it. And when it happens to you, then you'll know. Guys, that's my Blu Ray collection update. That is every Blu-ray that I have bought in the last several months since my last Blu-ray video. I appreciate you guys watching this. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you want to share this so that people can see it, make sure you do that by hitting the share button. And finally, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, make sure you do that. And have you seen any of these? Have any of these Blu-rays ever been on your TV? Have you ever watched them and been like, wow, I loved that? Or maybe, wow, I hated that. Because I kind of had a few of those of my own in this collection. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.